Yes, a very good morning, dear viewer, from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Lifestyle Thursdays. It has been a minute since we have been here, but I trust and hope that you've had a lovely, lovely, beautiful week. And up with you, we're about to get started with a very, very interesting topic. So I hope you'll stick around for the same. My name is Sylvia Wanja, and I'm here with...
My name is Kahugu.
Yes.
Karibuni sana. We really treasure and value your time. So thank you so much for tuning in. Tutakuwa hapa mpaka around 12, and today we are having such an amazing conversation right here because today we are talking about mental wellness or mental health. Now we are doing this because this is the mental health or mental awareness month, and it's very important for each and everyone to be healthy mentally before you are, healthy physically, emotionally, because you're also supposed to be healthy emotionally. So today we'll be talking about mental health, and I know Yakwamba we're going to be having an amazing time and an informative conversation. So if you have any questions that you'd love for us to answer, 0721-105-105 to 3814. MBCI TV Facebook page and MBCI TV official YouTube page are our platforms. Zote tutakuwa tukipata your feedbacks. And today we are not alone. We know we thought it was important, very important actually, for us to have a professional who will be handling these. We'll be here to ask questions as well. Na pia sisi tukiji-examine kama our mental state is at 100 because it should be at 100. So we're going to be having this amazing conversation with a man of God with so many titles. Karibu sana.
Asante.
We're very glad to have you.
I'm really humbled.
Yes, and I know that you're going to be having an informative conversation today.
True.
Yes, and we know that mental health is very, very critical, especially during this time and season.
True.
So please introduce yourself, and then you can start from there.
Thank you, Sylvia and Rachel, for allowing me to be part of this program this morning. I'm so grateful. I'm Reverend Charles Sambai. I'm a counseling psychologist. I'm a consultant, and I'm also a doctor. I serve as a specialist in family and addiction and general counseling services. I'm also a pastor with Kenya Assemblies of God Church at Gilgil Springs of Life Chapel. I'm also a trainer at KTTI, a daughter of this ministry. That's where I serve as a trainer lecturer, and I'm also the secretary for the Kenya Counselors and Psychologists Association, Nakuru County. That's where I'm serving.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you are right with the very many titles, very many hats.
By the grace.
By the grace of God.
True.
So you felt it was right and you're the right person to handle this topic.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Because especially, with time I've been saying that, especially the young people, but I've come to realize that this issue, your mental health or mental wellness, it's cutting across.
True.
The young people, the parents, unakuta mpaka saa zingine grandparents. So today I feel like it's very important for us to tackle this.
Thank you so much.
So as we start, what would you say is mental health or mental wellness?
Just as you have mentioned, mental health wellness is so key to our society, and it cuts across. Psychologists say, like Erik Erikson's theory, developmental psychology theory, it explained at every level when someone is developing through life, they are shedding off something in their lives and gaining something new. Through that period of development, people undergo a lot of changes. Some may be embraced by the society, some may not be embraced. And that is why it's very important for people to understand the mental health wellness. So just to your question you mentioned, what is mental health? Mental health wellness is how we feel, how we think, and how we behave. So how we think, how someone thinks, how someone feels, how someone behaves, it all zeroes down to their mental health wellness status. So the way people behave, the way people do things, it all comes down to their mental health wellness. Remember, you can be healthy with your organs, with your limbs, with everything. But if you have an issue with your mind or your mental status, even if you are healthy, even if you are not sick, you will not perform anything at all. And that is why it's very important. World Health Organization say that out of 5 people, 1 is mentally ill.
Out of 5?
Out of 1 out of 5 people.
Okay.
That's
Is
a huge
mentally
number.
sick.
Yeah.
It's huge. But remember, this is a study that has been done in the US. When we come now in Africa, it might be even less than 1. Maybe we can more than 1, because we can say maybe out of 4 people, 1 could be suffering from mental illness. And this has been silent for quite a long time. I want to thank the administration of MBCI and your team, especially to this, bringing it to the limelight, that people should understand mental health is so important to each one of us. It cuts across professionals, religious institutions, families, from every cadre. Mental health is so key, and we have just to embrace it, so that we may walk the journey that God intended us to become, if we are going to be a productive society.
Wow,
yes,
that is amazing. You know, this is the second time we're having this conversation this year.
True.
Because I remember the first ever time we were having it was when we were beginning the year, and we realized that most people don't consider mental health among the resolutions that they have for the year.
True.
And we were really emphasizing how important it is for you to consider your mental health, because all these other goals that you write down in your resolutions, you can't hack them or you can't achieve them if you don't have good mental health. And right now, where we are at as a society, do you believe that we have embraced mental health, or do we still need to work on a few things?
On research has shown Africa is now embracing mental health, though not that fast as it could. But remember also, Africa is adversely affected by mental health. We, the African, remember we are called the third world countries. Mental health has not been embraced. 1, because of our background. The way our background was that when you share your issues, unatoa siri zako inje. And so it's like we ni mudhaifu. So people take you like you are a weak person. How could you not hold it? And because of that stigmatization of mental health issues, people have been hounding them. Wamekuwa holding their hearts. 2, because we have never been enlightened on the importance of the mental health. Remember when we were growing up, the fights, maybe in the village, that was the only way to show how mighty you are. Little did we know that it is a result of the problem with our mental wellness. We didn't have any resolution or any solution to any problem that comes and we faces. The only solution was to face it, fight or flight, which is something that comes by a hormone. You either fight it or you fly away from it. But there are mechanisms we can handle this, and that is why the mental health practitioners, and I want to impress our country, we want to thank our country, our president, they have come up with a mental health policy in the Ministry of Health that is now being practiced in every institution. In hospitals, psychiatrists are there, psychologists are coming on board, counselors, social workers, all people are being brought on board so that we can tackle this menace of mental health that has been really affecting us. Yes.
And probably even as you talk about it now tackling the issue, mental health, what causes mental illness? Because you've said, you've mentioned about how you'd know someone is mentally ill. It's by how they behave, how they think, and all that. But what's the root of the mental illness?
Mental illness is caused by a varied, diverse issues that lead to it. Number 1, some mental health issues are arthritis from being born or genetic. Maybe there is a gene of somebody who was in the family. Maybe this person was having depression or other illness, and so they carry on in their genes. So it can be genetic.
Hold up.
Please.
So you mean depression would be carried genetically?
It can.
Okay.
Yes.
That's new to me.
It is, you know, depression is just a stage of mental illness. Remember, when you are dealing with mental illness issues, you have to begin from the basics. 1, there are symptoms. And just those symptoms, before we get to that level and saying, deciding that this one is now genetic, they go through assessment. Through that assessment is then we come to a point of now agreeing, is this drug induced? Remember, there is that genetic. There is the one that is caused by drug and substance abuse. There is others that are caused by psychosocial life challenges, the things we go through. And that is where many people, depression comes in. Okay, genetically it can be a very small percent, but these lifestyle issues that we face can result to somebody to have mental issues. So with proper assessment, with all practitioners brought on board, we can now establish, is this genetic? Is this drug induced? Is it substance induced? Is it something that it's the lifestyle? Is it a psychosocial issue? Is it something that caused maybe by accident? There are people who have got an accident and had maybe the brain damage or something happened to their organ, maybe in the brain, but they didn't go for maybe assessment and it resulted to mental health illness. So there are a myriad of issues that come out. And the proper way to handle this is when somebody now seeks help and goes for assessment. Remember again, during childbirth, when a mother is giving birth, that's why we take care of that head of the child, because that child has not icho kichwa hajakuwa ngumu. In that process inashikwa kwa umakinifu sana, because if anything happens to that child, they will develop mental health illness. And it's a whole round thing. And we have now, and that is why we always advise, coming for assessment is key, so that we may establish what is causing this. Maybe it's just depressive issues of life, things that are happening daily lifestyle. Another thing that causes mental illness is work-life imbalance. Maybe you have pressures at the place of work. People get depressed. And remember, if we want to get to the heart of it, we have to identify the trigger. In assessment, that is why we have to go for assessment. That is where we will identify, is the trigger of your anxiety or depression or schizophrenia or bipolar, is it caused by something we can identify, or it needs also the psychiatric assessment? And that is why we bring all the people on board, so that it's collective, and then we can identify the causative factor of this mental illness. We don't just rule it out at onset. Yes.
And what are some of those common signs that you can look out for, so that you can know that this person is not okay or I'm not okay? What are those common things?
Thank you. These symptoms are very common, but they come through because we have to assess it. We have a manual which is called DSM-5, Diagnostic Statistical Manual 5, which helps us now to come and zero down to a specific illness of the mental. Because when we talk of mental illness, this is a general term. Mental illness begins with a trigger. You might be undergoing some pressures of life, my sister Rachel, but now you come to job, maybe you are coming to work, and then at the gate, the soldier freaks you, and you are late. What will happen? You will become angry. At that anger, you are not angry because you are being freaked. Why are you angry?
Because of the underlying issue.
There are issues inside you. So that was just a trigger. The soldier was just a trigger to show that you have issue. But there was something that was going in your mind. You was anxious because you are late. I was anxious because I came in late. So anything that will happen will cause me to explode. And that is why these symptoms may not be collectively. But number one, when somebody seems to be confused, sometimes it's just what we call confusion. You can't concentrate. Outbursts of anger. Change in your lifestyle, eating, sleeping habits. You stay up too late. You don't have a sleep. That is a sign. Isolation.
Something is not right.
Something is not right. You was among people, but you always isolate. You have reduced your communication patterns. The way you used to relate with people, you are not relating anymore. That is a sign that something is wrong. If it's a child in a family, you used to eat meals together, maybe lunch or supper, but now this time anachukua chakula yake, anaenda kwa room yake. There is something happening. You used to come home early. This time you are coming late. Or you used to talk softly, kindly. This time you are shouting or doing something that is not as expected, as the norm, as people know you. Another thing is that introduced to drinking. There are behaviors that you used not to do. Now you are doing them. For instance, you used not to drink, but now you are drinking. You used not to stay outside up to late, but now you are coming late. Avoidance of family members or the significant others, people who are around you. When the moment somebody is trying to avoid or trying just to seclude themselves, it is a sign that there is something going on. Another thing is most of the time having nervousness or twitchy behavior. You just become nervous and suspicious. Ukiona watu wanacheka unasema, oh, mnanichekelea? Kwani nimekosa nini, nimefanya nini? And maybe those people have their own stories. So you become so suspicious. You become so fragile. Handle with care. You don't get along. Yet previously you was not like that. That is a sign that something is not right in your mental health wellness. And that is a moment you need to seek help. Yes.
And you know, I love that you touched on our actual lives in terms of how we behave, how we relate with people, and you've also mentioned our type of sleeping. When you realize that your sleeping pattern has changed kidogo, you should question what's really happening.
What's the trigger?
What's the trigger?
Yes.
But also, you know, the other time we were having a conversation about these anxiety issues.
Yes.
And now because you've mentioned it, let's talk about it.
Okay.
We were having a conversation somewhere, and this person was saying that, see, anxiety is normal. Do you know?
It happens.
Once in a while, it happens. But you've mentioned that sometimes anxiety can be a sign of mental illness.
True.
So let's start with, is it always a sign of mental illness, and how bad can anxiety be?
Thank you so much. One, is it always a sign of mental illness? No.
Okay.
For instance, we have different genders. The female gender, they have their menses, like the other day we were talking about the male child, the female child, about menses, the importance of hygiene. During the certain stages of maybe the month during the menses period, they come to a point where they just come with natural anxiety. You just become anxious. This is the working of hormones. And after that period, it just disappears. Sometimes mtu anakuuliza, nimekukosea? Hapana. Ni nini mbaya? Umenyamaza tu. You don't hata wewe mwenyewe hujielewi. You don't understand what is happening with you. It's normal. That is what we call normal anxiety, general anxiety. And it happens. Sometimes you are traveling. You are going to a new place. You just become anxious. That is not a mental illness. You are just asking yourself questions. Huku kuna kaje? Nitakutana na nani? For instance, you're traveling to China. Unajiuliza nitakula nini? Chakula yao inakaaje? Generally you become anxious. That is not a sign of mental illness. But where mental illness comes in is a condition that now has prolonged from the normal. If it gets you beyond 3 days, 4 days, you are living in this anxiety, that is a sign that you are now having a mental illness and you need to be assessed. If it prolongs from the norm, for instance, you are going home, umeacha mtoto, uko kazini, gari limechelewa, mvua inanyesha, you just become anxious, mtoto ako aje, home kuko aje. That is just normal anxiety. But now neurotic anxiety, it comes from the neuron, the way things are behaving. Now it takes a different dimension from the normal. Now it's now working beyond the normal days. It's not 2-3 days, it's working beyond 5 days. And that is where DSM-5, Diagnostic Statistical Manual, comes in. Now we go back and then we assess you. How long have you been feeling this? And when you are feeling this, what has been happening? We ask you what was happening around you. Is it environmentally caused, or it is something that is beyond environment? It is something that is intrinsic. It's happening inside you. And then from there, that is when we establish, is it a mental illness or a generalized anxiety? Yes.
Okay, so there are levels.
There are levels. Okay.
It depends. And what are some of the steps that an individual should take to make sure that they take care of themselves mentally each and every day?
Remember, mental illness should be taken at an individual level as much as it should be taken collectively. Many of the time, you find people are not taking mental illness or mental wellness seriously. Let's begin from the point of having your diet. Now, you need to eat well, right from the morning in the evening. I always hear there is a saying in central Kenya that says a good child is taken care of from the stomach. Is it?
Yeah.
If you have fed well, you are mentally thinking well.
Yes.
Have you ever realized that when you have missed your breakfast and lunch, sometimes you just run outbursts of anger? Unakasirika tu hata mtu akikuongelesha.
Unakasirika haraka sana.
Ni nini mbaya? Because there is imbalance of hormones and those chemical imbalance in the brain because you have not fed well. And that is where a diet comes in handy. Eat well. Number 2, sleep well. Have a good sleep. And we always say at least 8 hours, between 7 to 9. But people are saying siku hizi ati reduce. Nani ame reduce?
Someone saying that nowadays 4-5 hours you're good. Go get money.
That is it. But now remember, 4-5 hours you are good. But now you are reducing your age life. Your lifespan is being reduced. So you need to take care, because the more you sleep well, the more you become productive. Number 3, create a good channel of relationships. Have a good psychosocial support. Some people don't have friends. Wao ni wao. I always tell people, hata miti ya stima haiwezi pitisha waya bila posting in.
I've never heard of that. That's very profound.
Stima haiwezi fika ikiwa na post moja. There is always a line of several posts, but the wire just passes. The same electricity serving many people. Have a psychosocial circle that supports you, that works with you. Somebody a confidant you can open your heart to. Number 5, always improve on yourself. Self-care is important. Appreciate yourself. Remember, if you don't love yourself, nobody will ever love you.
True.
And our holy book, the Bible, tells us, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you see someone treating someone badly, don't judge that someone. There must be something inside them that they don't appreciate about themselves. So always appreciate yourself. Self-grooming is key. Tell good things to yourself. Jiambie mambo mazuri. Appreciate yourself. Tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm good, I'm a professional. Those will boost your self-esteem.
Very true.
Don't depend on others to confirm who you are. Because if you depend on others, they will take advantage of you. And you live for others, not for yourself. And we encourage people for their mental wellness. Encourage yourself and look at yourself and appreciate yourself and feel, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. Yes.
Wow. And you know, I'm taking so many notes now. I have loved what you've said. 2 points. That number 1, anything, ukiona mtu akifanya something wrong to other people, it's more of a projection of what they carry, what is in them already. So this is a place where we now think about ourselves as well. How you treat people, how you respond to things. Then that should tell you that how you respond, it's a projection. It reflects what is in you. So that should tell you if you need to work on yourself on something, or if you need to seek help on something. I've also loved what you said about psychosocial. You should work on that. That you're supposed to have friends. There's a friend of mine. Ananiambianga, make sure you have friends.
Yeah.
The gift of men. It's very important.
Yeah.
And the example you've given, hata post ya stima. Haizi pitisha stima ikiwa peke yake. It needs another post. Nipeleke stima. It's the same electricity serving many people, but post moja haiwezi. Sindio?
Yeah, I've also loved that highlight on letting what other people say about you define who you are. There's a certain quote I saw somewhere that said that you let someone who hasn't even lived a minute in your life tell you about it. Like they haven't lived a minute in your life, they have never stepped in your shoes, and they don't know what you go through. But what they are telling you about you, you want to believe it.
And you take it strongly.
And you take it so strongly, you even forget who you are because of what other people said. So that is also something important that has been highlighted again here today. So make sure you pay keen attention to that.
Perfecto.
Yes.
Now, I know we're almost going for a break. Yes, but probably before we do, we can get one more. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, one more question.
Okay, perfect. Now, we've said that mental health or mental wellness, it's now cutting across everyone, from the old to the young to the kids nowadays. Yesterday I had a kid saying that I feel abnormal. I was like, you're just a baby, what do you mean? Just feel normal immediately. So it's cutting across everyone. What would you say, especially now for let's talk about the young people, because now it's on a really high rate, especially to the young people. What would you say sana in of course mental illness to the young people right now in this age?
Thank you, Rachel. What is happening in our age currently? One, we have a challenge in parenting. Parenting style, and the other day we had one of our pastors from, I think, Olkalau, was talking about parenting. It has really changed that children, we have allowed the media to parent them as opposed to parents being physically present. So parenting has really challenged us, and it's causing a lot of youths trying to learn from the webs. Number two, the lifestyle we have. Our children have been given a freedom to do what they feel, and now we have the children's constitutional right, that they have their rights. Shawai mtoto wako atakwambia, mamu hii, I was dealing with somebody, anasema, mamu hii ni child abuse. Unaniambia nioshe vyombo. I'm not of age. Atunaniambia nishike toto.
Ati ni child abuse.
Hii ni child abuse, mom. Hii ni kazi yako.
Sisi tulikuwa mpaka tunalima. Nini jana ufanyinyi?
Unanyoroshwa mpaka unasahau kama huyu ni mama.
Mpaka unaanza kuuliza, mimi ni wako kabisa. Uko sure?
So because of the challenges we are having. Number three, our youths don't have mentors. We have, there is no mentorship, and I'm really crying for our young generation. Cutting across, we have very great, energetic, potential, professional young people, but who is mentoring them in their profession? Who is mentoring in their, professionally they are good, but in their normal life, who is mentoring them how to live with others? What kind of people are they going to marry? Who is going to marry them? After Form 4, after college? Are they going? And you realize whatever that is happening today is a result of the way the mentoring process has taken place. And then another thing is that we are not ready to listen. We listen to Mr. Google and TikTok than our people who are living among us. And that has really affected our generation, especially the young people. You realize they prefer actually people are self-medicating.
Instead of seeking medical care.
Instead of seeking other medications they are taking or other issues they are taking medication from, they are not meant for medication. They are just meant to be assessed and maybe given a talk. Maybe sometimes it's just a causative factor of the normal. Something is just happening that doesn't meet medication. And they just feel like, I'll go to Google.
And just take it.
And take it.
Okay.
And it affects them.
Let's get back to that after we go for this very short break. But we'll be coming right back because there's so much more that we need to explore. So don't go too far. We'll be coming back after this very, very short break.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
All men, ukienda kufanya shopping, ukinunua sausage na mkate na maziwa, and you have a girl at home or a house girl or a wife, you also take it upon yourself, pitia kwa shelf ya sanitary towels na upange jamii yako. Hii initiative limefanywa na mimi, Wakafura na marafiki zangu na partners wangu wa biashara. Tumeweza kupata parts ambazo tutaweza kudistribute to more than 20 primary schools and some secondary schools.
Kuna wakati ushaikataa kwenda shule kwa sababu haukuwa na kitu ya kuvaa wakati wa hedhi?
Hiyo mimi nimepitia. Kwanza nakumbuka siku moja tu ilianza nikiwa shule. Nikashinda nifanya nini? Ilibidi nichukue sweta yangu ya shule, nikapasua mkono, nikajifunika. Juu lazima ningeenda. Na unajua sikio
My name is Lucy Maina, CEO, Lyle Safaris. Okay, I did mass communication and journalism back in JKUAT.
Yes.
So I have zero background on tours. But because I've been so passionate, I have had to attend some.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Amazing. Welcome back, guys. Remember, this is Lifestyle Thursdays with me, Sylvia Wanja, and I'm here with
Rachel Kahugu.
Yes.
I'm very happy and blessed to be here. And I'm just checking some of the questions that are coming in.
Yes.
I see we have questions from 23813, MBCI TV Facebook page and MBCI TV official YouTube page, and of course our WhatsApp number. But we'll be tackling that. But I know that you have some Fox Pops.
Yes, we do.
To skize what people had to say about the same, and then we'll be getting into this. I have realized that mental illness is quite high right now. And now we're getting to know the root of it and getting to know why exactly are, especially the young people, really battling mental illness.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping that by the end of this, we'll be able to tackle that and become mentally healthy, because when you're mentally healthy, then you're able to be very productive in what you do, which means you'll be able to earn money even better and get more cash, which means your health will also be well. So it all starts from your mental health.
Absolutely.
Cindy. So we first get the Vox Pops.
Yes, let's
see how things are going and what people have to say about the same.
Usually, mara mingi you ignore, then most of the time I socialize. For example, unajua when I'm here, you keep yourself busy. Nikiwa hapa hivi unajua nafanya job, napata kusocialize with so many people here. So when you talk, you heal. When you talk, the stress inatoka tu. Yeah. Okay, mara mingi I avoid kuwa alone. Sipendi kuwa alone. Napata na overthink. You start overthinking. Unakuta unafikiria mambo zingine. So mara mingi una avoid kuwa peke yako. Especially mimi, to me, na avoid kuwa peke yangu. So na avoid especially unajua kuna company. Unajua by the way napenda kuwa na company. That is why I avoid kuwa peke yangu. So mambo mingi kama hizo najikuta I'm not thinking about that. Mimi sitamwambia afanye venye mimi nafanya. Juu kila mtu akona nini? Akona venye anajitoa stress nayo. So mimi venye naweza mwambia you find something to do. because of unajua the generation that we are hii generation yetu. Okay, it is not yani sika ile ya kitambo. Una avoid bad company, so you make sure at least you are not idle.
Mi pangu tukikosana na mtu ama nini ya kuchunga shughuli yote na kuja kwa mabeste ama nakuja tu kwa kazi yangu natulia, ndio maneno nisifanye shughuli mbaya. Mi shughuli yangu shurika na kazi sana, ndio naondokea shughuli mingi. Mabeste saizi sitaki shughuli ya mabeste. Sasa mabeste ndio mnaenda tu mnasumbuana mnakosana. Ndio fanya tu napotelea tu kwa kazi. Chapa tu kazi alafu naenda nyumbani. Maamuzi yangu saizi hakuna kufanya, ni kumwacha tu mimi naondokea hiyo shughuli. Sasa shughuli ni mingi. Kuna wengi wako njera na wamepotelea huko. Na mimi sitaki kuzika na huko. Nataka tu nitulie tu hivi huko.
Mimi niko na bibi, so the time nimeona tumekorofishana na yeye. For me, napenda movie sana, and movie huwa zina take mind yangu sana, so mi kusahau na hiyo kitu, so just go kama video hivyo na watch movie, nasikia ama naenda na share hiyo kitu na mabista wangu hapo, tunaongea na wao wananiambia hivi, ama watu wakubwa wenye wamenizidi umri, wazee sana. Napenda kuongea na wazee sana mimi. So wananiambia hivi na hivi kunaendaga hivi. So in that case sijipatangi nikitumia kama drugs ama vitu zingine ati ndio nitoe stress. Hapana. Kila mahali, kila mtu sasa yako na stress. Kwanza vile sasa kuna hii uchumi iko juu sana. So you find kwanza most of the men unawapata wako na depression hivi. Mimi naweza advise mtu shida iko kila mahali. You just go and share with your friend. Ama unafanya tu venye mimi nafanyanga, kama unapenda movies ama kuna wengine wanapenda kuwatch ball. So kila mtu anajua kitu yenye akifanya azini mind yake anakuwa tu sawa.
Ndio hiyo unataka uwe ukifanya kazi kidogo kidogo ndio ukue busy. Badala ya kukaa kuomba. Ukitembea na mashini kama hii unapata chakula yako. Stress hakuna stress. Uko stress free kwa sababu uko busy. Mtu ambaye hafanyi kazi anakuwa na stress kwa sababu afanyi kazi. Sasa miaka yetu imeenda. Sasa ukaa kuomba watoto ni makosa. Unafanya kazi kidogo kama hii nafanya. Ni mzuri na nipe nakuwa busy. Jioni naweza kupata shilingi yangu 10. Siwezi kuomba watoto. Si ndio? Kitu ya mwanzo nafanya budget. Kama sina unga nanunua unga, nanunua kaomena hivyo, naenda na karanga na maisha yanaendelea. Yaani afanye kazi, asikae kwa nyumba bure, ajiendeshe barabara, aone kitu ya kufanya. Stress inakuja idling. Unakaa idle, unakuwa na stress na depression. Ukiwa busy kama mimi, huwezi kuwa na hiyo. Hapana, unakuwa mtu mzuri. Yaani kwa sababu una express your mind. Yaani
Okay, we've had the opinions of people out there about mental health. Mesikia watu wakisema kuhusu fanya job, avoid idling. That is what makes people wanapata hizo issues. Maybe you can respond to some of the comments that we've had from people out there.
Yes.
Probably we'd start with this one because this is the most intriguing one that I've had, where people are saying that for you to avoid depression or mental illness, you have to ni kama unapotelea. Most of the people wanasema anaenda kazini ama you go to where your friends are, unakaa na wao. Maybe we'd start with that. Does that solve?
Now, do that solve? Jambo la kwanza, it is always important because that is a strategy to avoid conflict. It's a conflict management strategy, especially in anger management. When you find you are angry, you take time out. Huwa tukitumia ball ya volleyball. Ukiona timu yako imegongwa sana, captain anainua mkono, anaomba time out. That time out, it's supposed to help you to think soberly, to come back to your senses, to calm your nerves, uanze to think rationally, so that at the end of the day, ukirudi kwa nyumba, umesober up. That time out, kuwa busy ni kuzuri, kwenda pale nje kukaa na mabeshte ni kuzuri, but remember you have not solved the issue.
It's still there.
The issue is still there. The problem is still there. We always say, number one, if now you have taken your time out, when you come back, look for a good moment to handle that issue, so that you deal with it once for all. Sababu, if the same issue comes back, ile uchungu ulisikia mara ya kwanza ita double. Na hapo ndipo unaona mtu anasema huyu mke amenizoea, huyu mzee amenizoea kwa hii nyumba. Hawa watoto wamenizoea, huyu bosi amenizoea. Because they didn't resolve that conflict. They took time out and they assumed it had been resolved. We should always differentiate between calming your nerves, taking your time out, and handling the issue at hand. And one thing I want to talk to our viewers, please, purpose to be solution-oriented in any disagreement or any conflict. Focus on the solution. Before you begin to talk, ask, what is the end result? Okay, tumekosana. Mwisho wake, tunataka nini? Because people begin a discussion without the end result. Na hiyo ina lead to more conflict, ina dig the past, ana load everything watu wengine wamemfanyia, anaileta to an innocent person. That is why it's very, very important when you take time out, baada ya kutulia, now come back. Find a cool time, mahali ambapo hakuna kelele, hakuna kubishana, then open up, address that issue in a very comfortable, respectable manner. Then that issue will be settled. Many people have been living with pain and wounds because they have never come to a point of resolving the issue at hand. They just take time out. Wako kwa hii relationship ime break, heartbreak, ana walk away. Anasema basi sawa, nimemwondokea, ninaenda US. Anaenda US, anakuwa broken, anaenda Saudia. Saudia anakuwa broken, anarudi Egypt. Anakuwa broken, anajipata nyumbani. Now all those heartbreaks, they were not looking for a solution. Analyze it. Assess what caused this pain. Could I be the problem, or this opponent is the problem? Assess it together, because we don't decode information the same. Vile mimi ninaelewa issues, sio vile wewe unaelewa na huyo mwingine. So always understand, brain yako sio kama ya huyo mwingine. Even in marriage, hata kama umekaa 50 years, kila mtu ana think independently. Never assume that the way you are feeling, kwa nini ufeel venye feel, hawezi, tu yeye si wewe. Msaidia kuelewe venye una feel. Ndio ili a respond to that, and that will really reduce the mental illness. Na kuna mmoja amesema ya kwamba yeye anaenda pale kazini, anakaa na beste, hapendi kuwa lonely. It is good. It is very, very important. That's what we talked of, psychosocial support. It is very important. But after all is said and done, go back. Go back and handle the issue at hand.
Because it will eat you.
It helps. And if you are not able to hold both of you, seek help from professionals. Usiende kwa mother-in-law. Sababu mimi nikikosana na mke wangu, niende kwa mama yangu, obvious atasaiti na nani?
Wewe.
Kwa nini? Ni mama yako. So I will not be helping. Hata kama mimi niko na makosa haitaonekana. Don't go for the people of your friends or relatives. Seek a neutral ground. Seek a professional mwenye hata take sides.
mwenye ata solve issue.
Kijijini watu wakikosana ukienda kwa pastor, huyo ni pastor wako, obvious atakutetea. Go for a neutral ground.
Anasema ni mshirika wangu namjua.
Na hakujui vizuri, na hanijui vizuri. Are you getting this? So mental illness is so unique and people should see it with wider lens to see it beyond the box, outside the box, and handle it the way it is. Yes.
Wow. And also the part about the outbursts.
Yes.
Mahali unafika una realize that mtu anakuambia tu kitu kidogo unalipuka,
and it's not that serious. Mtu anabaki like what is happening?
Sometimes by the way it happens, and then you just they're like
that's not me.
This one need help. This one need to be helped.
True.
But you've said that ukirealize umefika hapo mahali you getting outburst or someone else anakuwa na hiyo outburst, you realize that this person needs to be helped. You know, you say there's a way that you can deal with that.
Yes.
You're supposed to know what the problem is, and then unarudi peke yako kwanza, assess the situation, or relax mpaka emotions kwanza ziondoke, so that you can now deal with this from a sober point. So ukiacha now you're dealing with it from a sober point, now you won't have an outburst. You're talking about it vizuri.
True.
Unasikia tu hasira. Ni yenu specifically.
By the way, one way to handle this is build trust, especially people who are in relationships. Build trust to one another. I have a principle that has helped me in life. I will trust every person until I confirm they have lied to me. Trust every word. Usimu haraka kusema umenidanganya. Do you have a proof?
No, you don't.
So every word, trust. Build that trust until you prove
that they've lied.
They have lied, or it is opposite.
That takes a lot of energy.
And it takes a lot of strength.
Use a lot of strength to do that, because just trusting everyone.
Yes. And always commit to plan of action. Never leave everything hanging. Always, everything you do, have a plan of action. Be it in a relationship, ask, what is the end of this relationship? Si atu ati sisi ni mabeste tu. Unajua mimi mtu akiniona na mtu fulani, ata assume I'm married. But have you confirmed if I'm married? Until we have that plan of action. Tusikuwe tu mabeste. And this has really, and you mentioned of the young people, one of the stressors is relationship. Rachel, I can bet with you, when somebody sees you with someone else, na pengine anakufikirianga, anasema tu huyu ameenda. Na pengine you are just on line of duty. When that time comes, this person is stressed. Atakujibu vibaya, wewe unashindwa. Charles, tulikuwa tu vizuri, ni nini kime happen? There is a stressor because during that relationship building, we didn't commit to a plan of action. We didn't see the end result and then hold one another accountable. Whom are you accountable to? Accountability person in your life. It is causing many people to be stressed sababu pengine ameenda kwa mtandao. Ameenda TikTok. There is a parent whom I'm dealing with now. I'm sorry to say this, but the daughter alienda TikTok. Baba yake akakuja kufind out ako TikTok. Na vitu zenye anafanya TikTok si vizuri kwa baba yake. Lakini kwa msichana ni nzuri. So baba yake akasema, so umekuwa mtu mzima. So umeenda kwa TikTok. So una jilipie fees.
Okay, before we process what you've just been told right now, let's get the other set of Vox Pop so that we can also get some more opinions from people out there on how they take care of their mental health, and if they would like to maybe share something to other people out there who are going through it when it comes to mental issues. So let's get the second set of Vox Pop.
Kusema kweli, kama hii kazi yenye tunafanya ni ngumu sana ujipate umeshikwa nayo madhara, kwa sababu unapatana na watu tofauti tofauti na unajikeep busy tu, yani kwa siku unakuwa busy. Sasa hiyo mawazo iwezi kupata. Tuseme kitu ya kwanza, mimi nimeokoka. Sasa kwa Biblia naisoma kwa sana. Sasa zile mambo imekuwa ngumu, nasoma Biblia inakuwa tu rahisi. Kitu ya kwanza ni kama mtu anatumia miadarati yote, anza kuachana nayo. Na kitu kama pombe kwanza sana, Juu hiyo inafanyaga sana ujipata kuwa ni kama umedharauriwa. Sasa hiyo unajipata uko na stress pia.
Mambo ni mingi kabisa inatusumbua, lakini I personally nikijipata like nione kani itaenda kuni drag, naomba just pray to God because I'm born again, I believe in God. Nikiomba nasikia at least niko relieved. Yeah, na kuziassume tu juu hii mambo ya dunia by the way inaweza fanya tu you go crazy. Mimi naweza sema naombanga tu. I keep myself busy. Yeah, I avoid being idle. Najipea tu kazi hapa na hapa. Juu hapa tunaingianga saa 8. So asubuhi nikiamka nafanya house chores. So by the time saa 8 inafika, hiyo time yote nakuwa tu niko busy. Nitamwambia tu avoid tu kufikiria mambo mingi. Ya, na kama anakaa peke yake avoid, atafute company, atafute mtu ashare na yeye, mtu mwenye anaweza mpea motivation na motivate. Ya, hivyo tu.
Kitu mzuri ni maombi, kuwa prayerful. Hiyo ndio kitu inaweza kusaidia katika maisha. Juu kuna matatizo inaweza mshinda Mungu. Hiyo ndo kitu ya mami, hiyo ndo mimi huwa nafanya. Nikiwa na matatizo, muomba Mungu. Kuongea na mtu akona, yani mtu mzee kuniliko, atanipea mawaidha. Hiyo ndo mambo mimi hufanya. Inabidi tu unapata advice kwa mtu mwingine. Inabidi tu unapata advice. Jisipate kwa mambo zingine zenye huku unataka.
Ikifika mahali nimejam, huwa si react. Huwa anafungia maneno na yani inakaa ndani yangu, huwa sionyeshi hasira zangu. Sasa nikijam huwa naenda nakaa mahali peke yangu. Sasa unaenda unakaa kwa peke yangu, au unajifungia kwa room, ama unaenda kuwatch, ama unacheza football ukijam kama hiyo. Jua kila mtu anapenda kuomoka. Sasa unajaribu hasa zote, unaona ai. Lakini yote ni mambo ya Mungu, kila kitu kina time yake. Sasa milango itafunguka. Sasa hii kwanza hii venye niko saizi, miaka yenye niko nafikiria vitu mingi sana kwa akili. Nikuamini tu, kuwa na imani. Kuwa na imani. Nasema milango itafunguka wakati mwafaka ikifika.
Mimi kitu yenye nakimbilia sana ni kuomba. Kama ni stress ya kazi, ninaomba. Kama ni bwana yangu amenipa stress, ninatafuta sana venye tutaongea na yeye. Naenda chini, kama hata ni yeye amenikosea, tunasuluhu hiyo shida na mambo inaenda sawa. Mimi si mtu wa kukimbilia kufanya mambo mabaya ama kujiripishia, lakini huwa nanyamaza tu. Hata kama nasikia uchungu, nanyamaza tu. Kunyamaza tu ndio suluhisho kwangu.
Yes, welcome back. We've had more people share on mental health. Na kuna mmoja alikuwa anasema kujifungia kwa room. That's what ana feel works for him. Akisikia stress hapa na pale ajifungia kwa room, hadi asikia ako sawa ndo sasa atatoka nje. Is that advisable really to isolate?
Actually it's not advisable, but many people traditionally they have found that it is a way to do it, but they do it wrongly. Remember when ukijifungia kwa room, for instance to our viewer, ukijifungia kwa room, kuna mawazo bado yanaendelea through your minds. Room imekufunga wewe lakini haijafunga akili zako.
True.
Akili zako zinatembea, unawaza, unawazua. And that is where some people take a very bad decision to harm themselves. And at that moment, they are not finding a solution. We don't counsel people to enclose themselves. Find help. Toka nje, ongea na mtu, tafuta ushauri. Na sasa kwa kila hospital, in every hospital, especially level 4, level 3, level 5, we have, tuko na washauri. We have a department, psychiatric department. Hata watu wakienda to outpatient department pale, waulize tu ningependa nipate mshauri, wataelekezwa. Na kuna washauri katika hospitali zetu, wanaweza wasaidia. Mtu asijifungie. Number 2, find a neutral person, a person who doesn't know you. Because watu wengine, kile kinazuia watu kwenda kutafuta ushauri, ni ile hali ya maybe you will be judged. People will judge you. People, it will be a talk mshene ya kijiji. Kila mtu atajua. Find a good place. Go to the medical institution. You will be assisted. At that moment, you will be supported by professionals. Because sometimes ni sawa, immediate help ni wale ambao tuko karibu. Lakini ukiona hii hali inaendelea, hii shida ambayo umeishiriki na mwenzako, hii shida ambayo umeombea, umeenda ukaombewa, umeshauriwa, but it is persisting, take another step. Go for a professional help. Because at that moment, kuna kitu zaidi ya kile umeombewa. Kuna kitu zaidi ya kile umepitia, ambacho unahitaji mtaalamu atembee na wewe kwa hiyo safari, ndio upate suluhisho. Exhaustive handling with it. And that will really help people. Praying is good, fasting is good, but don't exclude yourself from people. You need help. Seek for professional help. Please, please. Na hii niwaambie our viewers. Remember that person you are sharing with. He doesn't have the ethical standards. How sure are you that they will be confidential? How sure are you they will keep that information? So go for a professional who is ethically right, who can now hold with professionalism, ethically straight, and they will walk with you that journey until you become the best of who God intended you to be. Yes.
Amazing. And I think this is also the place where we bring in the saying that says it's okay not to be okay. And also, but it's okay not to be okay as long as you're seeking for help.
True.
Yes.
Not just
it's very important to finish the last part, as long as you are seeking for help. But also, it's also good to say that saying or expressing when you are not okay doesn't mean you are weak. It's fine to be at a low point, but ile time you feel ni kama life imekufikisha rock bottom, ni kama this is it for me,
or basement ya rock bottom.
Sometimes it's okay to be at that point, but at that point what you do is what matters. What action you take is what matters. And that is why we have the man of God today here, a psychologist, a counselor, who is able to tell you what you're supposed to do during that time. Do not let the devil whisper to your ear that this is it for you. You're done. It's very interesting. Let me just rusha here.
Yes.
Natakumbuka ilikuwa wapi, certain verse niliona, probably tutaitafuta, and inasema that the worst is never the worst. But I'll get it. It's somewhere in Ecclesiastes. It says that when you feel ni kama ndo mbaya, it's never the worst. It's never the worst. Ni ile at the moment you're feeling ni kama this is it for life. This is it, I'm at the end. But you can always get help. That's why today we're talking about mental
wellness, which is very important. Now, there is a particular cycle that you had shared with us on mental health self-care. That's very, very important. So we are almost running out of time, and it will be an injustice not to tackle it before we finish this show, because we need to give people the insight so that they can know what to do in order to take care of themselves mentally. So can you walk us through it?
Just as Rachel has mentioned, self-care for mental health is in around 6 phases. We have the emotional part. How you should take care of yourself emotionally. Number 1, explore your hobbies. There are hobbies in life. There is what you live for. Number 2, engage yourself in a community. Have something to do for the community. Go out. Number 3, cry. Kuna watu wanasikianga kulia unanyamaza. Cry. I also cry. And for the men who are watching me, when you feel to cry, cry.
Yes, it is
Hata kama ni kwa bathroom, cry.
Ama uende kanisa, huko hata kuuliza mbona unalia.
Omba ulie. It's emotionally taking care of your mental health. And it's okay if you feel to laugh, laugh. Enjoy, dance. Hata kama ni, because it's helping you now to release the emotions. We have what we call psychological support. And this is where you need to take time and reflect on yourself. Take time to reflect who you are. What purpose are you existing for? Take time also to be creative. Keep your journal. Journaling is a key thing I do in my life. And I would encourage each one of us, ya kwamba you need to journal your life every day. Whatever you are doing, journal it. Put it down, write it. How was the day? You will identify those areas ambayo maybe kuna mahali haikuenda vizuri na wewe. So kindly journal it. Find time for meditation. Across every religion, there is a place for meditation. Be it Christianity, be it Islam, be it Buddhist, be it even traditionalists have moment for meditation. We have also seek for therapy or counseling. That will support you psychologically. Then we have the physical. Have regular sleep. Eat. Get a massage. It is very, very important. Unajua kuna watu wanaendanga massage parlor. And ladies are good in taking care of themselves. But women, I take responsibility. Sometimes, forgive us. But that is who we are. But we need to take care of ourselves, seek how we can handle that. Another thing in our lives, even in that process of physical, enjoy physical intimacy as a couple. This means hold hands, hug one another. How wale ambao wamewahi hug watoto, kuna ka feeling unasikia ukihug a baby or a young kid. Na kuna vile wana feel. That feeling is not just for that baby. And that is why when we are in relationships, we always say, if you're not intimately related to someone, try to curtail it. Because it will take you where you are not supposed to. Because that intimacy supports you now in your physical way. Professionally, you need to appreciate your work. By the way, unajua kuna watu wengi wanafanya profession yenye hawapendi.
They're there for the money.
Sababu yao ni nini? As you have said, Sylvia.
It is in the bag.
Ni do. Maybe niko tu hapa kutafuta do. And at the end of the day, they are not finding out. Take your full break from lunch. Leave work at work. Hiyo ya pili. Siji kama our viewers wana understand. Leaving work at work. Wacha kazi kazini. Usibebe kazi nyumbani. Nyumbani kuna watu wanakuhitaji. Hata wewe pia unahitaji kupumzika. Take mental health holidays. Like the month of May has been our mental health awareness month in the world. WHO has given it a mandate. So we need to embrace it. And we need also to look at this because it's very important. So I want to encourage our viewers that even use your vacation time and set boundaries. Unajua watu hawakuangi na boundaries. They don't know how to say no. Allow yourself to say no. And your no doesn't mean yes to me. You know, there are people who always think, ukisema no, ndio umesema yes.
A no is a no.
Please,
and a yes is a yes.
Thank you. And people should understand, like, no, it means no. And learn that no is an answer. It's also an answer. It will help you. So we have what we call also personal now responsibility. Plans, have goals and plans. Set your goals. Have plans for life. Spend time with family. And that's where we mentioned of work-life balance. Ujue baada ya pesa, I always tell people, if you earn millions and you didn't prepare anyone to take care of those millions, who will spend them? Yes, you are a billionaire, but you didn't prepare your family to take care of those millions. So who will spend them?
Strangers maybe.
Strangers maybe? They'll go for the people who didn't deserve them. Always have our family work balance. Then that one will help us to get to the level of mental wellness. I want to encourage our viewers that we have to walk this gentle way of mental wellness. There is no wealth without mental wellness. There is no productivity in whatever company without mental wellness. There is no spiritual growth until you are mentally well. Thank you.
Wow. So mental health is very, very broad and it touches on everything. So work on your spiritual life, emotionally, professional, generally everything. And that is now how you get to get your perfect.
Yes.
Let's call it perfect.
To hack it.
Yes, perfect mental health, which is very, very important.
Yeah. And yes, as we wind up, maybe for those who would like to reach you, maybe they would like to contact you, how can they find you? And also you can mention a little bit on how people or family and friends should support those who are going through mental issues in the right way.
Thank you. Let me begin with that, how families can support those who have mental issues. Number one, show care. These people are just human beings, but just something happened. Show that care. Number two, be the best friend you can be. Seek professional support. Sometimes this mental illness, the people who are undergoing it, they cannot find medication. Be the one to lead them to that psychosocial support and medical support. Please seek to understand what is causing this. Don't be easy to judge or stigmatize them. Alafu kuna kitu ningependa kusema hii. Tusiwe tukiwaita wazimu. You know, the difference between me and that person is just a single second.
Very true.
Just understand they are just clients that any other person. So be there for them, support them, seek medication for them, support them financially, embrace them, and above all, when they cannot take care of themselves, take care of them. Walk with them this journey. You will be surprised how these people are so strong. Some are just schizophrenic, some are just bipolar, and most of this mental illness is treatable. It can be assessed and it can be treated. So I encourage them to seek us, professionals. They can find me on 0723 465 999. Here in Nakuru, we are at just next to Naivas, downtown. There is a place written Cyber. That's where I'm consulting. In Naivasha, we are at Ndonyo Health Care Services, just next to Cooperative Bank in Naivasha. That is where we can consult, and they can reach us online and we can help them.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
In Kingdom Seekers, they come on 50th floor. And we are to support us. Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. So that brings us to the end of today's conversation. And I hope you have learned a thing or two on how important it is for you to take care of your mental health. And you have learned about self-care when it comes to mental health, okay? So for now, we're going to get chic and style, and then we'll be coming back to discuss that. But for now, that is it on mental health. Please, please make sure you take care of your mental health, because there is no wealth if you don't take care of your mental health, okay? So health first, then the wealth will follow later. So let's get chic and style. Sweaters are a staple in wardrobe elegance with casual comfort. Named after the distinctive collar that drapes gracefully around the neck like a shawl, these sweaters have become a beloved wardrobe staple for men. The shawl collar itself adds a touch of refinement to the sweater, reminiscent of traditional menswear styles like smoking jacket and cardigans worn by gentlemen of yesteryear. Chilly days and outdoor adventures, crafted from synthetic fibers. Amazing. So that was chic and style.
Chic and style, mambo ya style hapa na pale. Now we've seen how to. By the way, do you know Mimi? I've realized na niliambiwa itakani walimu wa English, they know these. Ndo nilifunzwa juzi. Tutakani kusema Mimi I have or may I like
yeah, no, I ata personally I haufai kusema.
In fact, the personally I find it very I think siku moja tutakuwa na class ya English. And also to know how to spell ile AM.
Na I
apostrophe M.
Na hata pia you're not supposed to say English teacher, it's supposed to be teacher of English.
A teacher of English?
Yeah.
So, as you were saying, I have realized that very many people don't know how to style sweaters and jumpers. And mnavanga tu, as long as whatever you have, the outfit is good. Yeah, junior baridi.
Especially when tulikuwa tumetoka bado cold season iko, but tunaelekea kumalizia, but it's very important for you to also remain in style hata kama kuna baridi. So that's very why we prepared that for you. So different types of sweaters. Usibaki tuna ile moja yenye unajua. There's so many that you can choose from. Kuna hiyo shawl.
Talk to me directly. Talk to me
directly. Oh, ni wewe naongelesha. So Kahugu and the team. When unavaa sweta moja Monday to Monday.
What a show it's, bro.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's show.
Yes.
I hope you have learned something important about mental health, and also you have learned something about sweaters. Now tutawacha na hit the gym na tunapelekwa na none other than Kahugu. Full body workouts. Ulikuwa umepotea na tukakuonyesha kivumbi. Next time utapotea?
Sitapotea.
Good. Thank you.
Now sasa nimekuwa niko fit nowadays. Niko fit.
Umerudi kwa system.
Nimerudi niko system. Tulisema kwa hit the gym is supposed to be stronger than your excuses.
Absolutely.
Guys, I've now become stronger than my excuses. Twende sasa. Then you hit the gym and make sure even after you're done with the hit the gym, the whole of this week mpaka tupatane next week Thursday, endelea kufanya hizo exercises. Ndio. Others, thank you so much for tuning in. We value your time. Sana sana. My name is Kahugu. I'll see you next week, God willing. Bye. Remember kesho Raushwa tutakuwa Nairobi na Liz Gorir. Don't miss.
Absolutely.
Yes. Ni mama tunirusha hapo. See you guys.
And my name is Sylvia Wanja. See you guys next week, same place, same time, right here. Tutapatana hapo kesho majaliwa yake Mwenyezi Mungu from 8:30 p.m. all the way to 9 in the p.m. Then I meet the HR, and then Saturday pia it's a long ahead, but we will see each other again on Saturday, both on radio and TV. So stick around for that. But for now,
sure.
Yes. Niko sure.
Okay. Let's just asking.
Kwa nini? Kwa TV peke yake. Nimekumbuka kwa TV peke yake from 5:45 all the way to 8 in the PM. Tutakuwa live na Masai wa Yesu. But for now, enjoy the rest of your viewing. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Who is our gym trainer? And I'm also here with
Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're ready for today's workout. You're going to have a good time. Remember, don't forget that smile. Carry it with you throughout this session.
Exactly. And always get stronger
than your excuses.
Now, Regis.
Yes.
Ukwaje? You're well?
I'm good.
Now we're here for the other set. The body workout. Yes, the full body workout. Last week, we had a good time. And we worked out, and so far, so good. Now, today?
Yeah, we are still going to focus on full body. And today, I think we are going to start with one of the... It's not the worst workout, but we are going to start with the burpees.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. It starts strong.
Starting strong. Actually, born strong, born ready.
So,
okay.
Join Ivy.
Okay.
Hi.
So how many reps?
We are just doing 10 reps.
Okay.
Okay, nice up, 1, 2, 3, then we start 1, 2, barbell row.
The episode was shot at Chester Hotel. Join the Indigo Fitness Health Club so that you can also be fit. So you're all welcome. Remember, Chester Hotel, Indigo Health and Fitness Club. See you here.